We are so grateful that you are here today, and we are so excited to talk to you about joy and peace and love because they are intentional and they are necessary. Right now, there is a shift going on, and there are winds swirling, and there are tornadoes coming, and we want to say tsunamis and earthquakes, and some of it is metaphor and some of it is not. And these winds of change will bring some turmoil and chaos. But the more you are rooted and grounded like a tree in the ground, the more you will not be buffeted and toppled and blown around like a piece of paper in this kind of situation. You will stay strong. Your hair may get a little frazzled and you might feel a little whoa, but at the same point, you are rooted and grounded in your knowledge of yourself, your source, and your nutrients. You will know what feeds you, and you will know where to go for your grounding when this time opens up. And it is soon, soon, soon. So there is a movement that is coming that is pressing the old, which is fear, anxiety, control out. It's like a purge, a you know when you rip a tree out of the ground, it like you have to like make a big giant hole. It's gonna feel like that in society, that there's like holes happening where people are gonna look around and be like, how does that get filled? And people are gonna walk around with their knowledge that nature abhors a vacuum. So whatever hole gets opened, it has to be filled. And so we ask you to sit in peace because the more you sit in peace, those holes will be filled with love and kindness and waters of healing. For for those of you who are hearing this and know what this means, you will be able to usher in a different world order in your reality the more you are able to sit in the peace that is in front of you. If you allow the chaos of what you're seeing to be chaos inside of your soul, inside of your being, you will get pulled into the hole in a negative way. But if you are able to pull out and rest in the peace that is your peace, in knowledge that you know who you are, you know where you're going, you know what your purpose is, you know that you are love, and pressing into that love, and pressing into that love, and pressing into that love. And then the more you press into that love, you give that love to others. So when you think of somebody, you'll start sending them love because the chaos will be so much that you will want them to feel the love that you are experiencing. And then as you send them love, you will lighten their chaos load and you will help them pull into light too, because the energy you send will have a feeling that's different. It will have a different signature on it. It'll be like mm, a warm rain after a like really hot day, right? It'll be the thing that feels really good, like going into a sauna after the winter, right? Like you're in the winter day and then you go sit in a sauna and you're like, ooh, this is really toasty. That is what your message of love will feel like to those who are in chaos. So you'll get messages to go see certain people or call certain people or be with certain people because your job isn't to get sucked into their chaos. Your job is to send love to their soul so they are able to pull up and out of the turmoil. It is a rocky time. And Kim at one point was like, why the hell am I alive for this? She was like, if you took me out now, I would be okay with it because she saw all of this coming and was like, this is going to be really hard. And it is going to be hard only if you don't have your eyes open. If you think what you're seeing is reality, then you are going to have a really hard time. It is paradoxical to realize that to sit into the knowledge or to step into the knowledge of what you're seeing isn't reality. What you're seeing is a projection of an experience, and it's not reality. The reality is behind the reality. So the earth that you see now is giving you a beautiful projection. It's sort of like in the Matrix. right? Either you're tapped in or you're not tapped in. And then Neo gets spit out and he gets like fumbled around. And then he winds up on this ship with all these weird people eating like a food, canned food. And he's like, oh, wait a minute. I was just in that other realm eating fine food. And here I am eating this canned food. And you're telling me this canned food is more real than that food over there. And that's what we're telling you. We are telling you that if you're able to stay grounded in your reality, in your truth of who you are, your love, your passion, your guidance system with your team, what is coming will not shake you because your team will hold you tight and they will hold you in and they will continue to pour love into you. And as you see things, you're going to be like, oh, holy shit, do you see that tornado? And they'll be like, that's not a tornado. And you'll be like, it looks a lot like a tornado. And they're like, not a tornado. And they're like, well, what is it if it's not a tornado? And they will say, it's a false projection of a tornado. And then you will be like, but it looks a lot like a tornado when it's breaking up that fence and like there's bushes flying around and like in Twister there's a cow, right? Like it looks like a tornado. And they will be like, stay in your peace because it's not a tornado. And then a couple days later, that tornado won't actually be there. It'll be totally gone. And whatever it was that had kicked up will actually settle down. But if you get yourself into it and you're like, that's a tornado, and you let yourself get caught up in that tornado and you're swirling in that tornado, it won't be a couple of days. It could be months that you're in that because you let yourself get pulled into that story. That's not your story. Your story is not that. Your story is, are you in love? In love, not like I'm in love with that person, not that kind of in love, right? Are you rooted in love? Right? Are you rooted in peace? Are you rooted in truth? Do you know who you are? Are you okay with your emotional person? Are you okay with your emotional body? Are you okay with your emotional grounding? Are you okay? This is one's really hard. But if you lost every one of your physical possessions, would you be okay with who you
Mm.
are left stripped completely bare like without the projections of who you are, right? One could make the case that the artwork on the walls here, right? This is all a sign of who Kim Beam is. But if we took this away and we just gave you a blank wall, would Kim Beam still be comfortable projecting nothing but a blank wall to you? Right? And that is what it's going to come down to. Are you okay with not with being completely bare, no masks, no false fronts, being your true authentic self wherever you go, vulnerable, but at peace? And if the answer to that is yes, squee. And if the answer to that is no, you have a little work to do. Because what's coming, those tornadoes, those tsunamis, like let's use the example of a tsunami now. That tsunami is going to come over and roll right over you. Now, if you have a good sense of who you are and there's only small projections coming off of you as to who you are, you only give small projections, that tsunami might roll you around like a riptide for a couple of minutes and then spit you back on the beach. And you'll be like, whee, okay, that was not so fun, but I'm okay. Kim has a best friend, Carolyn, who you may have heard of. Carolyn died in 2018 of a brain tumor. Her mom, she was on her, I think it was her honeymoon. Kim thinks it was her honeymoon, was at the beach of Hawaii and she got caught up in a really bad wave thing, and it took off her bathing suit actually and flopped her out on the beach completely bare, right? So we just want to say if you get caught up in the tsunami and you have a little bit of a projection of yourself, right? And you've got a little bit of a projection of who you are, be prepared that you're going to lose your bathing suit and you're going to be spit out on the beach. And just like Anita Sondheim, you're just going to be like, ugh. And like this was in the 60s, so that's embarrassing. So, um, if your projection is giant, if your entire reality is based on not being authentic, it's based on it's based on those people, you know who I'm talking about, where they pile into a situation for social media purposes. Everybody stand around, come in, we're all at the pool, woohoo, everybody gives a smile and a thumbs up. and they're there for literally 5 minutes to get the picture for Facebook or whatever, and then they all pile back in the car and go do something else, right? Just for them to give the image that they did the thing. If that is your reality where it's all this is the image of what's going on, this movement that's moving in with rapid pace, it's like you know those movies where the fog comes in? It comes in off the water and people are like, what the hell is that? Right? That's the way this is going to move, but it's not a fog. It's like a backhoe that's going to like rip up the earth, right? And so when this movement moves in to be like, we're moving out anything that's no longer of us, it's going to be like you're going to feel it. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be intense. If your projection is strong and that is all you are is a projection of yourself and not your authentic self, you are going to have a much, much harder time. That tsunami is going to pull you in and wrap you around for a while until eventually you learn how to drop your projection. It's not just going to be a bathing suit. It's going to be everything that you think makes you you. So if you're not comfortable losing all the funds, then you're going to lose the funds. If you're not comfortable losing the clothes you wear, the makeup you wear, like being out as you are, who you are, for people to see you without the cosmetic surgery, right? Then this movement is going to be a lot harder on and for you because you're going to have to learn how to be peaceful in your heart. And you have a choice. We are excited to tell you you have a choice, and we're really sorry to tell you that you have a choice because you may get yourself into that tsunami and just make a flat out decision that you are not going to transform. And if you choose not to transform, we are really sorry to say you won't be able to move into the next phase. You won't make it. It's up to you. It's up to your choices. It's up to you to decide who you're going to be in this upcoming future. And if you're going to be a part of a community that is based in love and truth and honesty. It is radical for Earth. It is not radical for other spaces inside the universe, but it is radical for Earth. And because it is radical for Earth, it is going to feel uncomfortable for some, for people who are addicted to conflict. So, like, if you are the main character in Mean Girls, or the second main character in Mean Girls, the mean girl in Mean Girls, right? If you're the mean girl in Mean Girls, this one's not going to work for you. If you're out for yourself, this is not going to work for you. If you're the kind of person who is going to stomp on humanity to get to where you want and need to be in your head, this is not going to work for you because what's coming is going to be a collaboration and a community and a council. That's the word we're hearing is council. And as comfortable as council might be, it's not going to be a representative. It's going to be a council. And those councils need to be able to work together in functioning ways. And if you can't be in a council that works together in love and peace and harmony and community, you're not going to be able to sit at the table. We are really sorry to say. Will there be a population drop on Earth? Yes, there will be. If that's what you're wondering, yeah, there's going to be. Kim wrote in her email this week that she's been seeing Earth. And when Kim sees things, she always sees stuff like when we show her something, it's pretty much always a cartoon. Like it's just a cartoon in her head. So she's seen this cartoon of Earth, kind of like the Earth kind of looks like Schoolhouse Rocks cartoons, right? It's kind of a Schoolhouse Rocks cartoon where like the earth is a big giant sphere and it's sideways. So the face on earth is facing, let's say the face on earth is facing this way. So earth has a little nose that kind of bumps off, right? Bumps off and it's all blue because that's mostly ocean, right? So it's got a little blue nose and it's got a little eye and she's earth's just hanging out there and she sees the sky with eyes little white polka dot pinpricks of light, right? She's got polka dots behind her, some bigger, some smaller because stars are farther and closer away. and she's sort of hanging out in space. And then she looks to and she's looking to the side, and then she gives like a couple of big sneezes where she's just like, "Poof," and then like the whole earth kind of goes, "Oof," right? Like, or she's like a dog and she's like got a itch, and so she's just like she's gonna give that shake when a dog gets dirty and they're wet and they want to like, and it starts at their head and then it goes all the way down their body. That's what the earth is about to do. The earth is about to give a to get rid of all the oppression that she has been living under for so many centuries. She's going to transform and she's going to change and she's going to say, no more of this oppression, suppression, control, power crap. I'm done with it because it hurts her just as much as it hurts humanity. It hurts the animals on her and it hurts the trees on her and it hurts and it's scratchy underneath her skin. She's like, this is really uncomfortable for me too. So is this a wild ride? Absolutely a wild ride. But we are so excited for this wild ride because it's going to bring in a reality. Really? It's going to bring in a reality that, like, where money isn't going to be a thing. Healthcare is not going to be a thing. All the crap that's in the grocery stores, not going to be a thing, right? It's just not going to be a thing. People feel like they don't have enough, it's not going to be a thing. Some people having all of it and somebody having nothing, not going to be a thing. Will there still be entities you look up to? I'm getting a yes and a no on that. You will look up to some of the entities, but the reason you're going to look up to them is going to be completely different than the reason you look up to them now. There will still be like, will Taylor Swift make it through? Yeah, Taylor Swift's going to make it through. Will she still be making music? Yes, she'll still be making music. Will she still be as big as she is? Yes, she will still be as big as she is. But like her concerts now make everybody feel like they're one. That's one of the reasons people love to go to her concerts is because everybody feels like they're one at her concerts. On the other end of this, that feeling that you have at a Taylor Swift concert will be how it feels all the time, everywhere. And so, will a Taylor Swift concert be as important as it was? And the answer is no, because you're going to feel like that all the time, not just when you're at a concert with her. And so she will still be doing her thing and people will still be going to see her. It just won't be as immediately necessary because that feeling of oneness, community, camaraderie, that thing that happens at her concerts will be reality all the time. The other thing that's going to be really weird is that light workers, like, and other people in this room, will be necessary because people will not know how to go deeper into love and hope and trust and peace. And they won't know how to branch out into because this is not something society does. The weirdos are the witches right now. The weirdos are the people who are doing woo-woo things. Like they're on the outs. They're like out in the countryside on the mountains and they're doing weird things out there. And regular society does not respect or listen to what's going on with those individuals. But the thing is, those individuals are growing in number and they're growing in number and they're growing in number. And then other earth people will hop up into that energy and they will start do what some of the light workers are already doing. But the light workers who are doing it now, before the ones who are going to wake up and will join them, right? The light workers who are doing it now are going to go even deeper into what they're doing. So what it looks like Kim is doing, she's going to grow even more. Oops. And she doesn't know how she's going to grow even more. She can't tell you how she's going to grow into even more. A year ago, she didn't know what she was going to grow into to be where she is now. So like it's going to be what it's going to be, but she's already down the road we earlier told Michelle that she's like on chapter 3, whereas some people who haven't even opened the book yet, right? Kim is on like chapter 12, and Isabel's on like chapter 24, right? And so Kim has to go from 12 to 24. Isabel is writing the book as she goes on. She's just like, I'm writing the book. Kim's like, I'm trying to catch up. And Michelle's like, where's my horse? And so the light workers are actually the ones that humanity is going to turn at too. Before humanity burned them, flayed them, crushed them under doors, hanged them from trees, because humanity knew, the control knew that they were the ones who had the power to create the newness that is coming. And so they got rid of it before it could become a thing. But now the movement is you can't stop it. It's a done deal. It's already been decided. It's a done deal and it's coming. And so the easiest thing is to go get lit up. Not in the drug sense, but in the like awakening spiritual sense. Go find your truth. Go find your spiritual team. Go find a book of Kim's to find out how that works. Go find a book of Isabel's to find out how that works. Go find what you need in order to get the support that you need to get you to wake up. Because right now, some really rough things are going to happen personally in your life, and there's some really rough things that are going to happen globally on the planet. That the whole purpose of it is to get you to drop the facade and go seek your spiritual self to a much higher degree than you have been. If you're in a religion, that religion, if it's a religion that will help you go deeper, you will find people who will help you go deeper inside of it if you seek. If it's a religion that does not allow you to go deeper, you will actually find that the religion clothes will be too itchy, scratchy, uncomfortable, and small, and you will have to leave that religion to go find the information that you seek so that you will feel peaceful and fulfilled. But you will not be able to get out of this without one shedding the false front, the mask that you've put on, and you will not be able to get out of this without connecting to your highest, best, most authentic self. We thank you so much for this time.